Hello everybody. Thank you to Wendy for suggesting that we do a Bible study across WhatsApp. So this is the first one, so I'm going to give it a go. What I was thinking was if you listen to the reading that I've just done, I'll just explain a little bit about it, a couple of questions for you to think over at home, and then if you want to share them via WhatsApp you can, but you don't have to, and it'll just make us feel a bit more connected. If you want to video yourself you can, but again you don't have to, you can just write it or whatever. So let's see how this goes. So I've just read about the Transfiguration, when Jesus was transformed, when his true nature shone out. So we had a brief glimpse of the true glory of King Jesus. He is actually God's Son. God showed Peter, James and John that Jesus was more than just a good man or another prophet. He was God. He is God. He is the Messiah that God promised to send. So, a couple of questions. Why didn't Jesus take all the disciples up on top of the mountain? Why only Peter, James and John? Why were Moses and Elijah there? Why weren't the disciples allowed to tell anyone until after Jesus was raised from the dead? Have a think about those questions. These are my thoughts. Peter, James and John became leaders in the early church. Maybe that's why they were invited up onto the mountain. Seeing Jesus transformed and hearing God's voice were special blessings for them that would carry them through Jesus dying on Good Friday, the joy of his resurrection, and then the persecution of the early church, which they had to endure. Moses and Elijah were there to show that Jesus was fulfilling God's promises. Moses represents the law, the old covenant, or the old relationship between God and humans. Moses had received the 10 Commandments, again on top of a mountain, big thing, and had brought God's people out of slavery in Egypt, and he'd led them to the promised land. So Moses was really important to the Jewish people. And so was Elijah. He represents the prophets who told people that the Messiah was coming. He had spoken to the people on God's behalf and showed them that they needed to put their trust in God, not in false gods or idols. And he cleared Israel of all the false idols. He led the people back to God. So now Jesus is meeting with them because he is the Messiah. He speaks to us as God's Son, so we don't need prophets anymore. And he creates a new relationship between God and humans. So he replaces Moses and Elijah. He fulfills, they paved the way, and then he fulfills the promises. They were pointing the Jewish people towards Jesus, and then at the Transfiguration, Jesus was saying, yes, here I am the Messiah, I am the Son of God, I am the one you've been waiting for. So before, only Moses and the priests were allowed to draw near to God, but through Jesus we can all have a personal relationship with God. God is our Father because Jesus has treated us like his brothers and sisters. God bless you.